All right, boys and girls, we're going to do something a little bit different with fractions today. Today we are going to introduce some mixed numbers and what an improper fraction is. I'm going to go over this as quick as possible with you. I do encourage you all to have some notes with you. Take some notes. If I do something, write it down. You probably should write it down. If you need a pause to catch up, make sure you pause to catch up. So the first thing that we're introducing today is what's called a mixed number. A mixed number, all it is whole numbers plus a fraction. So what does that mean? Well, I have one written down for you. I have the number 3 and 3/4. What does that mean? That means we have 3 whole Butterfingers, or whatever, plus 3/4 of another Butterfinger. So this last one we would have cut in 4s, and we would have 3 of them. So we would have 3 wholes and 3/4. That is what a mixed number is. It's just a whole number with a fraction. The second thing we're going to learn today is what's called an improper fraction. And I have an improper fraction written for you. I have 15/4. And if you look at it, it might look a little bit weird to you. Why? Because our top number, the numerator, is larger than the bottom number. This is what makes it an improper fraction. It's when the top number is larger than the bottom number. So what does that mean? It means in order to, the bottom number, the denominator, that is how many pieces it takes us to make a whole. In this case, it takes 4 pieces to make a whole something. It could be candy bars, it could be pies, it could be whatever you want to talk about. The top number, it's the numerator, it's how many pieces we have. In this case, we have 15 pieces. We have 15 pieces. So imagine 15 pieces of something. 15 pieces of candy bars, 15 pieces of pie, whatever it might be. It only takes 4 of them to make a whole. So we could take 4 of these 15 and we could have a whole candy bar or a whole pie. We still have leftover pieces that we can do more with. So what does this mean when it's improper? It's more than one whole. It's more than one. We have more than a whole pie, or more than a whole Butterfinger, or more than whatever whole we're talking about. All right, so now that we know what a mixed number is, and we know what's an improper fraction, what do we do? Well, the first thing we're going to learn to do is converting an improper fraction into a mixed number. What does that mean? Converting. Converting means to change. We're going to change an improper fraction. Again, an improper fraction just means the top number is bigger than the bottom number. Into a mixed number. Okay, how do we do this? Well, last week I said there is another name for this fraction line. It's divided by. So really, this is 15 divided by 4. So all we have to do is take 15 divided by 4 and we can convert it into an improper fraction. But there's one small step I'm going to show you right now. So we're going to take our 15 and we're going to divide it by 4. How many times does 4 go into 15? 4, 8, 12, the next one's 16. That's too much. So we can only do 3 times. So I'll put my 3 on top. 3 times 4 is 12. I'm going to subtract. 15 minus 12 is 3. Now, normally we would put remainder 3. But we're dealing with fractions. We don't have remainders. Well, we do, but we don't call them remainders. These are remaining pieces. These are pieces that we have left over of the 15 that we started with after we have made 3 whole pies. So we've made 3 whole pies or 3 whole candy bars, whatever, but we still have 3 leftover pieces. So what do? Well, we're going to bring this, and this is going to become on top of our fraction. We have 3 pieces still. Out of how many? Well, it takes 4 to make a candy bar. So we have 3 and 3 fourths. So we just converted 15/4 into a whole number 3 and 3/4. We could make 3 whole things, and we still have 3/4 left over. Let's do another one real quick. 17/8. Again, 17/8. This means divided by. So we are going to do 17 divided by 8. How many times will 8 fit into 17? 8, 16, and the next one's too much. So we can only do it twice. I'll put my 2 up top. 2 times 8 is 16. I have 1 left over. 1 piece left over that didn't make a whole something. What do I do with that 1 piece that's left over? I'm going to bring this up, and I'll put it on the top of my fraction. Well, what's the bottom? The bottom is how many pieces does it take to make a whole? It's still 8. It's still the 8 pieces. Up here it was still the 4 pieces. But anyway, it's 8 pieces. So our answer is 2 1/8. We can make 2 1/8 of whatever it is that we're making. Pies, Butterfingers, whatever it is that we have pieces of. This is how we convert an improper fraction to a mixed number. Now, we are going to convert a mixed number into an improper fraction. This is just going the other way. Now, I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. The first one I'm going to show you, this is kind of the long drawn out way, but I want you to see it. So I'm going to draw it out for you, okay? So we have 3 wholes and we have 3/4. So what does that 3 wholes mean? It means we have 3 whole pies. How many pieces are in a pie? There's 4. So 1 pie would be 4/4. The second pie would be 4/4. The third pie would be 4 pieces over 4. And then finally, those are our 3 wholes, and then we have 3/4 of a pie. Now we can add these up. 4s plus 4s plus 4s plus 4s is still 4s. Our bottom number does not change, ever. Top numbers, let's add them. 4 pieces plus 4 pieces plus 4 pieces plus 3 pieces. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 4 is 12. 12 plus 3 is 15. This changes to 15/4. That's one way to do it. That's kind of a long drawn out way. This is how I normally do it. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to make another screen. 3 3/4. Where's my plus button? It's probably hidden. Sorry. Sorry guys, I couldn't see my plus button. So we have 3 3/4. I'm going to show you the other way to do it. What we do is we take our bottom number, the denominator, and we take it times our whole number. So what is 4 times 3? 4 times 3 is 12. Then we take that 12 and we add our top number. What is 12 plus 3? 12 plus 3 is 15. That is how many total pieces that we have. All right, so what's our bottom number? Our bottom number never changes. It stays the same. It is still 4s. And sometimes what I do so I can remember the process is I take an arrow and I draw it around. So we start with the bottom, we take it times the whole number, get that answer, and then add in the top number. So that's another way to do it. Let's go back to our original, and we'll do our other one, 5 and 5/6. Now you could do 6/6, 6/6, 6/6, 6/6, 6/6 5 times, and then you could add in your 5/6. You can do it that way. You can draw it out just like we did here. That's kind of long for me. What I like to do is to do our round. So I'm going to start with my bottom number, my denominator, and I'm going to take it times my whole number. What is 6 times 5? It is 30. Then we keep going around to the top, but this time we're going to add. What is 30 plus 5? 30 plus 5 is 35. That is our new top number. So what goes on the bottom? The bottom number doesn't change. It's still 6. It's not changing from 6. So we just put this 6, what it's always been, at the bottom. So our improper fraction is 35 over 6. All right, that's great, Mr. Drake. Now I'm already confused. I know, it's going to take some practice. You got to keep going, though. Sorry? So now we can subtract mixed numbers. First thing I want to point out, look how Mr. Drake has his numbers written. I have them vertically. This is going to save you a lot of frustrations if you line it up from top to bottom. Now check out how I did this. We have 3 4/5, and we're subtracting 1 3/5. I put the whole numbers above the whole numbers. Keep them nice and neat. I put the fractions above the fractions. Keep them nice and neat. Now we just subtract. Now it's just like before, we subtract from the right side backwards because we may need to regroup. What? You can regroup fractions? Yes, you can. You can regroup mixed numbers. But let's see if we need to. We have 4/5 minus 3/5. I can do 4 minus 3. So we have fifths minus fifths. Doesn't change. We still have fifths. We had 4 pieces, and we're getting rid of 3 pieces. What is 4 minus 3? 1. Now we jump over to the whole number side. 3 minus 1. What's 3 minus 1? 2. So our answer is 2 1/5. That's what we have left. Now I got to do one more. Yep, we're regrouping. You got it right. So this time we have 4 2/5 minus 2 4/5. All right, here's the tricky part. Fifths minus fifths. Fifths minus fifths is still going to be fifths. That's easy. I have 2 pieces, and I need to subtract 4. Mr. Drake, you can't do that. You're right. I can't have 2 fingers and get rid of 4 of them. Can't do it. I have to regroup. Just like in like in regular subtraction. We go next door, and we're going to regroup. The 4 is going to become a 3. But here's the difference. Normally, you all are used to bringing 10 over. We're not bringing over 10. Here's why. Check this out. Pay attention. We're regrouping. Right now, we have 2 pieces. We're bringing over a new pie. How many pieces are going to be in that new pie? In this problem, there's 5 pieces. There's 5 pieces that make a whole. So when we regroup this and we bring it over here, how many pieces are we bringing over? We're bringing over 5. So we have to add 5 to the 2 that we already have. So what does that become? 2 plus 5 is 7. We have 7 pieces. But it still only takes 5 to make a whole. Okay. So what is 7/5 minus 4/5? Fifths minus fifths is still fifths. What's 7 minus 4? 3. Now you have to jump back over to your whole numbers. What is 3 minus 2? 1. So our answer is 1 3/5. I will be on my call today. If you all have some issues with this, please jump on. I will be able to help you, I promise. I'm going to let you go. If you need to rewatch this again, rewatch it again. But that's how you regroup mixed numbers. We also learned how to turn mixed numbers into an improper fraction and an improper fraction into a mixed number. Good luck today.